Hello students, I am Dr. Basavaraju BC, Professor, Bangalore Institute of Technology. Yes, many of you aspire to become engineers. It is one of the finest dreams because technology plays a key role in building modern, environmentally sustainable world. Technology also plays a key role in creating employment opportunities for the growing population if it is invented and used in a humanistic way. Overall, engineers plays a significant role in the nation building. But in last 2 to 3 years, there is a slight drop in the demand for engineering. The major reason for this is there is a lack of employment opportunities for various reasons. Still, even in this situation, there is a competition among the students to join top engineering colleges. The reason is, in the top engineering colleges, there is a good campus placement opportunities even in this distress period. So, if you want to become an engineer, it's always safe to join one of the top engineering colleges. But to do so, you have to have good score in CET exam. And here, I will guide you step by step how to prepare and score well in the upcoming CET examination in just 50 days. Dear students, here we go for our 50 days CET preparation plan. First, we go through the basics briefly. In the CET examination, subject-wise marks, we go through the basics. Physics, 60 questions, 60 marks. Chemistry, 60 questions, 60 marks. Mathematics, 60 questions, 60 marks. And totally 180 questions, 180 marks. And as all of you know, all the questions are multiple choice questions, that is MCQs. And unlike NEET examination, here in CET, physics, chemistry, mathematics examinations are being conducted separately for 70 minutes to 80 minutes each. And once we know this basics, and another important thing here is, in this CET examination, there is no negative marking. Therefore, any question, if you come across any doubt, any confusion, you will be able to take a chance, and that too a logical chance. To take the logical chance of taking one of the answers, you must be having some subject knowledge. Anyway, we discuss about that later. And once we have this idea, now what is your objective? The objective is to get seat in one of the top engineering colleges. Not only getting the seat in one of the top engineering colleges, in those colleges, you also have to have the objective to get the desired branch, whether you want to become a computer engineer, mechanical engineer, or civil engineer, whatever, you should be able to get that branch in the top engineering college. The final objective is to achieve the first two objectives. The final objective is a score of at least 130 plus in the KCET, Karnataka CET. Your score must be more than 130. Then only you will be able to achieve your objectives. So, to achieve this objective, what should be the strategy? So we go through the strategy step by step. Thereby, you will be understanding how simple it is to prepare well for the CET examination. So, the first thing here is to get ready for the CET examination. You have to have the study materials with you. Without study materials, you cannot do anything. The first thing is you have to have NCERT textbooks, because in any competitive examination, subject knowledge is very, very important. Therefore, to have the proper subject knowledge, refer NCERT textbooks. Then along with that, you have to have a popular KCET study material. In the shops, you will be getting at least 3 to 4 popular books. Any of the books will be okay, and most of you will be having books with you already. And many of the colleges as well as coaching centers provide you with the KCET study material, and the materials provided by many of the institutions are good. You can use. Finally, you have to have model KCET papers, and these popular KCET study materials will be having model papers in those books itself, and collect old CET question papers. With this study material, if you are ready, then you can have a proper planned preparation with this study material and achieve whatever the objective you want to achieve. So what to do next? The first thing is you have to read well for these 50 days. For reading well, you have to have a proper timetable. So how much time you are giving for each subject, in that time, what you are studying. I have given a timetable for you here, a very scientific timetable, and I'll just go through briefly. Physics, 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., totally 4 hours. Mathematics, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., totally 4 hours. Chemistry, 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., then 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., 9:15 p.m. to 10:15 p.m., again totally 4 hours. So each subject, physics, chemistry, mathematics, 4 hours each, totally 12 hours. And if you feel like studying more, if you feel that I need more time for physics or mathematics or chemistry, any one subject or two subjects, you can go up to totally 14 hours. And that much of the availability of time is there for you. So here, totally, I put 12 hours. Reasonably, 12 hours are enough, as I feel. And if you feel like studying for more time, you can go for 13 to 14 hours. And another thing is, I put here physics in the morning, mathematics in the afternoon, chemistry in the evening. And according to your convenience, if you feel comfortable studying mathematics in the morning or chemistry in the morning, physics in the evening, you can change accordingly. But studying mathematics in the afternoon seems good because in the afternoon, many a times we feel sleepy. In that period, doing mathematics will make you active, will make you be involved. And coming to the break time. So I have put the break time also here, because how do you spend your break time, that too during the examination days, is very, very important. So I given in detail, 5 o'clock you're getting up, early morning getting up will make you fresh and will make you feel that the day is longer. Thereby, you'll be having the confidence for studying the entire day. And 5 o'clock you're getting up, 5 to 5:20 fresh up, and 5:20 to 5:30 for 10 minutes do meditation. That is, sit straight and close your eyes. Concentrate on your breathing for just 10 minutes. This meditation will improve your concentration, will also improve the brain power, and also will make you cool and calm throughout the day. Then after that, 6:30 to 7, in this break, for 20 minutes, go for walk, and for 10 minutes, do brief exercise, because this will make your body active. Your brain also will be active, because this exercise, walking, will increase the blood circulation, thereby your brain also will be active. Then 9 to 10, you will be having 1 hour break for bathing and breakfast. Then 11 to 11:30, you will be having a break for half an hour in between the study. These 30 minutes you can utilize to get relaxed, chat with your friends, and listen music, or lay down on the bed, the way you want to get relaxed. Then 1:30 to 2, you will be having lunch break. Then 3 to 3:30, half an hour break. In this break, go for a small sleep, go for a nap, because in the afternoon after the lunch, if you go for a small duration sleep, you become again fresh. The brain also will become more active. Then 5:30 to 6:30, you will be having 1 hour break, because throughout the morning, since morning you are reading, a long break is being given, 1 hour. So spend some time with your classmates, discuss about the subject, discuss about other things, and spend time with your sisters, brothers who are there at home, and get relaxed. Then 8:30 to 9:15, you will be having dinner break. Then 10:15, your study time is over. After 10:15, again, spend half an hour at least thinking about your activities since morning, thinking about the subject, revising the subject in the mind, and also planning for tomorrow's study, tomorrow's activities. In this way, you're spending your day's time. And when you are spending your day's time like this, 4 hours each subject, how do you study? To study in these 4 hours. In these 4 hours, I put the timetable here: revision 35 minutes, chapter study 2 hours, and MCQ solving 90 minutes. Each subject same way I put here. Observe one thing here is, out of 4 hours, more time I have given to the study of the chapters. It's because the subject knowledge is very important in doing well in any MCQs based exam. Without the subject knowledge, even if you practice more than 10,000 MCQs in a subject, you will not be able to do well in the final exam. That's the reason subject knowledge is very important. That's why what you do is, take a chapter, and study for 2 hours. Study means you are revising because you know the chapter already, because you studied the same chapter for your board examination. Only first few chapters may take a bit more time because you studied those chapters 1 year back. And so study the chapter for 2 hours. And you can study the chapter in your textbook, or you can also study the chapter, go through the synopsis, understand the synopsis in a flow, step by step, and every point in the synopsis you must be understanding. If you don't understand any point, note down the points and discuss with your teachers, with your friends, and get cleared with the concept. So then after studying the chapter, solve MCQs for 90 minutes. In 90 minutes, you are solving at least 50 MCQs. Out of 50 MCQs, 20 easy MCQs and 30 bit difficult MCQs. Like I call them as level 1 and level 2 questions. Many of the study materials, the questions are being classified as level 1 and level 2. If not classified, don't worry, just solve 50 MCQs in each subject. And after solving 50 MCQs in that chapter, analyze the answers, study the answers and find out where you are going wrong, why you are going wrong. So similarly, you do the same thing in all the 3 subjects. And coming to this, I put 35 minutes for revision. How do you do the revision? Because revision is very important. Without remembering the things, you will be losing the examination pattern. So the reason is, many a times, whatever we read, we forget immediately. But here, in this CET preparation, it's easier because you need not remember each and everything the way you are remembering for your board examination. You have to have the understanding of the chapter and you have to remember the gist of the chapter. And you have to remember mainly wherever formulas are there and wherever the equations are there. How to revise and in order to remember those things. For example, first day you are studying the first chapter, and before completing the first chapter, after completing the first chapter, for 5 minutes you revise whatever you studied. Then second day, you are studying the second chapter. Before starting the second chapter, revise first chapter for 20 minutes, then go for second chapter. Third day, you are studying the third chapter. Before studying the third chapter, revise second chapter for 20 minutes, first chapter for 10 minutes. And on the fourth day, you are going for fourth chapter. Before starting the fourth chapter, revise the third chapter for 20 minutes, then second chapter for 10 minutes, and first chapter for 5 minutes. In this way, you need 35 minutes. And therefore, in this method of revision, every chapter you are getting at least 4 revisions frequently. This kind of revision will make you to remember the entire chapter at least till the examination day. And after doing so, every day you are solving 50 MCQs. By doing so, in this way, how many days you are taking to complete the entire syllabus? You are taking actually 30 days to complete the entire syllabus, because in physics, chemistry and mathematics, in all these 3 subjects, first PU and second PU together, almost 30 chapters are there. Therefore, every day you are completing 1 chapter. So totally, at the end of the 30th day, you will be completing the syllabus. 30 chapters in each subject, you are completing the syllabus with the solving of 1,500 MCQs in each subject. And many of you might have prepared well already. Many of you might have studied many of the chapters already. Those kinds of the students need not to study every chapter for 2 hours. So they can just revise in 30 to 45 minutes. And those students can solve more than 50 questions each day. Therefore, those kinds of the students can solve more than 1,500 MCQs in 30 days. Anyway, overall, we can say minimum 1,500 MCQs each of you can solve in these 30 days along with completion of the syllabus. Therefore, at the end of the 30th day, you will be having complete hold on all the chapters in all the 3 subjects, having a fair idea about the subject and solving 1,500 MCQs in each subject, thereby having an idea about how the questions are being asked in each chapter in each subject. So, at the end of this 30th day, you will be having fair idea. You will be having some hold. You will be having the confidence. So now, after doing this, next 20 days, what you have to do, we will discuss in the coming video what you have to do in the coming 20 days, thereby how to prepare well for the upcoming CET examination. So dear students, here we have discussed how to prepare for the first 30 days. This 30 days preparation will give you confidence, will give you a holistic view of all the 3 subjects, that is physics, chemistry and mathematics, and it will also act as a strong foundation for the upcoming 20 days preparation. And how to do your preparation for the next 20 days, we will discuss in the next video. If you like this video, please share it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.